another, and you were like, come for an interview, please.
Yeah.
And I came for an interview.
I remember when we met that time, you had already finished the project. Like when I met, because I remember like I remember what I saw. I saw a video at K1 of a music video, and it was your music video.
Yes.
So I'd seen like the behind the scenes of the music video. I knew the music video was done. But there was no I had not seen the music video.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, there's a project, it's done. There's a music video, it's done. But where is the music and where's the music video?
What's happening? And then on top of that, I think in the interview I was like, the project's coming so soon. By the end of the year, you're gonna have it. No.
Do you know how long ago that was?
Yeah, that was last year. Like
that was before October last year.
Yeah, it was.
It was definitely because we had you perform at Golf and Concert. And the project was done then. And Golf and Concert was October 2021.
Yeah.
So now it's September 2022. And finally,
it's been a year.
Here.
Like more than a year, actually.
How do you have that kind of patience? I'm the most impatient person in the world.
Really?
Have you been able to just like chill? Like, have you stayed sane this whole time? Because the music's been done.
Yeah, it has been. It's just a few. I think the only song that hadn't been finished was This Time. So it was just this time. All the other songs had been done.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't know how I stayed. Like patient. I have no clue because, hey, it was actually quite hard. I think it's one of those ones for take each day as it comes. Okay. So each day passed and then now we're here.
But the journey, it hasn't been easy. Has it been easy?
It hasn't been technically hard. I think it's just the fact that I want to create more. And the only thing that was hindering me from creating more is the EP coming out.
Okay.
So this EP, like most of the songs were recorded in 2020, like 2020, 2021, like early 2021. So you can imagine the amount of growth that I've gone through, like since these songs were created, apart from with This Time. So I wanted people to see like the new me, like that was 2020 me. Like what you guys are hearing is actually like old me.
Yeah.
Still great, still fabulous as ever, but I want you guys to see my growth. And I feel like that's also why I wanted the EP to come out, even though so much time has passed. I want people to see the growth. Like as much as there's so much that's changed, like I sing different, I do things different and everything. There's still so much that I want you guys to see, and you guys need to see that from like the beginning, rather than just like scrapping that and being like, yeah, guys, here, take this instead.
So earlier this year, you gave us For Sheezy, and you gave us a video, you gave us the audio, and that was a super dope record.
Thank you.
So we figured, okay, maybe it's coming, like the project.
Yeah.
And then I honestly feel like it was a surprise. Like, guys, the project is coming because I think I saw a post maybe a week ago. Like literally a week ago. It's like, Ruguru is coming. I'm like, wait.
So guys.
So did you, I guess, how did you get to the point where like, okay, it's coming out this time and this is the best time for it to come out?
I feel like, you know, the way sometimes you just have this feeling within you, like this is the right thing, like this is the right thing to do, like I'm actually supposed to do this, I'm meant to do this, because it actually was supposed to come out when For Sheezy came out. So For Sheezy was supposed to be the lead.
The video was so dope, the song was so dope,
exactly,
and then it's not even on the album, so I was confused. So like, because
it's not. It was supposed to be on the album. It was For Sheezy was supposed to be there. No Love was supposed to be there as well, and Crazy. Crazy
is still. I played Crazy tonight, and guys are like,
and Crazy and Blessing. So they were all supposed to be there. But you see, the thing is that I wanted to release an EP, not an album. So now, if I already have those 4 songs that were supposed to be there, we have 6 more songs. That's 10 songs, and I can't really brand that as an EP. Like that's a full blown album.
Yeah.
So we decided, like, now when we had released For Sheezy, I don't know, things just didn't feel right. Like I wasn't feeling it. Like it just didn't feel like the right time to release it. Honestly, it didn't feel like the right time to release the project. So we waited, and we started things up again now, like about a month and a half ago. And it just, like, everything that we were doing, I was like, this feels so right within my soul. This is great. Yeah.
So I when I was doing my research, you didn't just start making music. a lot of people are now getting introduced to Ruguru, interviews, TV performances. So they're getting to know you. But I'd love for us to go back into your journey in terms of when you started singing. Like, when did you start singing?
I started singing when I was like a child. Like, I don't even remember when I started singing. Yeah. For the longest time, I've just known that I can sing. So there's no specific time I remember like I actually started singing. But I just remember like in primary I sang, in high school I sang, and now I'm singing. So I've been singing.
Okay. And I think you were in a group. So I guess from even being in a group to becoming a solo artist, were you a part of the original Chief Gang?
Yeah, I was.
And how was that, like, I guess, how did that even happen? Like, were you in school together? How did you come about, like, in terms of being, like, in a group and, like, that kind of a group even?
We were in high school together. We finished together and we had started making music with Kanzu. So it was me, Kanzu and Ouma, and we would just, like, chill and we would, like, because Kanzu is multi-talented, by the way. He has so much to offer. So he produces, he sound engineers, he raps, he sings, he writes, all of those things. So we would go to his place initially, like, because he would just produce. We would listen to his beats, all of that stuff. Oma would freestyle here, I would sing. And we decided, we were just like, she would just do this, like, we just do this, like, full time, like, we become a group. So we became Tamian, which was Tamian.
Tanya,
Michael, and Andrew.
Okay.
I'm saying government names
Andrew
here.
Mololo and Michael Uma.
Yeah, I'm saying government names.
That's a dope name though.
Yeah.
I like the name.
Yeah, we even had matching bracelets that said Tamian that we wore
like
for
the Kenyan
longest.
bracelets.
Yeah, like the Kenyan bracelets. But then no, not the Kenyan bracelets, beads.
Okay.
So we wore them for the longest time. Even after we stopped making music together, we would always.
So it wasn't even Chief Gang, it was Tamian.
It was Tamian.
That's dope.
Yeah.
So as Tamian, do you guys release any music? Because I know, like, when I look at, like, the Chief Gang, I see, like, Hit It Back, I see Walls, but, like, did Tamian, like, I'm sure you guys made a lot more. Like, what was that process like, and what kind of music were you guys making?
We were making, like, we really experimented. Oh, but then no, actually.
Because I know Kanzu used to be, like, a house DJ.
Yeah.
And so I'm interested in, like, what kind of music was Tamian making?
We made music that was kind of like, like Camp Mullah's type of music.
Yeah.
Kind of new school, hip. I don't know if it's R&B, whatever vibe they had going on. We were trying to, like, do that because we loved Camp Mullah so much. Actually,
funny that Camp Mullah was signed to Taurus as well.
Yeah, it's so weird. And there's so many things. Okay, I really look into
and then, like, how the group went its own way, then Karun, and then, like, Auma, and then Kanzu, and all of them are so different. Because, like, if you listen to, like, Karun music versus Teo music versus Sharpa music, they all went their own kind of path.
And can I tell you something so weird as well? Is that me and Karun were born on the same day. We share the same birthday.
For real?
Yeah.
That's dope.
Okay, not the same year, but the same day. Yeah, so that's so wild to see, by the way. Yeah, but I think what happened was the group changed. When I was still in the group, it changed to Chief.
Okay.
So it wasn't Chief Gang, it was Chief. And then now when I left, it became Chief Gang.
Okay.
Yeah.
Silly question. The name Chief, okay. How is it being with boys though? Like, if you're, like, the only girl in the group with these boys, and I feel like I always tell, like, in Auma, like, they're too rowdy. They do too much.
Yeah, they are a rowdy bunch.
So, like, you as a girl, how's that vibe, that mix?
Okay, when it was just me, Andrew, and Oma, like, it was definitely not as rowdy as Akina, Corbs, and Mask guys, because those guys they're like, when they enter,
they promised me they're gonna stop tweaking, but I don't believe them.
Hey, they tweak, my gosh. Yeah, it's not like, it wasn't like that. If it was just me, like, I was the only shorty and it was just me and those guys, yeah. Someone would have to come and save me. But with Andrew and Oma, it was okay. Like, it was fine. The only thing is just that now, like, you just listen to, like, dude talk and everything. You're just there like, guy, is this how guys think? For real? You say these things behind closed doors? Yeah, so it was really eye-opening.
And then when you end up going your separate ways, I guess, how do you find yourself in terms of, how do you find Ruguru? Because now you've come from being in a group, you're in a group chief, you're in a group. Then how do you find Ruguru? Because now I know Ruguru. How did you, I guess, now come from being in this group dynamic to now becoming your own individual artist and being Ruguru?
I think what happened was I left the group because I had found a really, the way, like I had said, like, you just feel like this is the right thing to do. I had found a really nice group of producers and rappers and singers, and I really wanted to work with them outside of now Chief Gang. So I told them that like we need to go our separate ways. Like, still love you guys so much, and I can't wait to see what you guys are going to make, but I can't be a part of that unless I'm like featuring.
Yeah. So who did you find that made you like? Who did you find that kind of made you feel like, okay, this could be my lane, this could be my sound?
I think it was just, there was this studio that I had gone to in Kilimani. I found a producer called Bob, another producer called Mike, and like some other musicians. So I stumbled upon it really randomly. They told me to come the next day. The next day they told me to come back. After that, so we ended up creating music like every day. We would like be in the studio like creating. There's so many songs that are probably on that hard drive. So we created.
What is the name of the studio, if you remember?
It was called Art Liberty or something, like around those lines. So we went there and we would go there every day. It would be the best. Honestly, it was the best. Like, I loved going there, and I feel like I needed to go there and create, especially constantly create, because before, when I was in the group now, we would really rely on like each other. Okay, if one of us is not free this day, we're not meeting, we're not creating. If the other one is not free, like, so at least with this one I could just get up and get out, and I'll be like, are you in the studio? Right, I'm coming. Even if they're not in the studio, I still go and I like play around. And I think I even learned like a bit of production as well, so it was really nice.
What kind of music were you making? Do you remember like any of the songs you made then?
Yeah, I made this song called Location. I'm trying to remember how it goes. Send me your location. No. I forgot the name. Sorry, but it's called. I forgot how it goes, but it's called Location. And I also released Deserve, which is still on YouTube.
Deserve is amazing.
So yeah, girl, he ain't the one
with Bobby
but
Caesar
you.
And someone else.
Yes, exactly.
That was 4 years ago.
Someone new.
So you put out. So you guys, I guess, is this like now you're creating? Is that because that's the only song on your SoundCloud? So that like, okay, now that's the first. Is that the first song you put out like on your own? Yeah, no. Actually, it was the second song. There was another song that was put out, but it wasn't on my YouTube. It was on the studio's YouTube. So I don't know what happened to the studio's YouTube, but my song got lost like with the account and everything. Yeah. So it was this song called Stay True. It was a house song. Damn. Yeah, it was really nice. So Stay True came out first, like as Ruguru. That was my first song ever. Because in Tamian you were Tanya. And I guess your name is Ruguru, but like how do you settle on the name Ruguru being your artist name? Because then it's like everybody's gonna know your name. Like you can't separate like.
Exactly. But I really love the name Ruguru, especially because Tanya seemed really European, really westernized. Ruguru is my name. It's my grandmother's name. It's my great-grandmother's name. It has sentimental value. So at least when people call me Ruguru, like it feels like, okay, yeah, this is me. It's actually me. Rather than people calling me like Googs or Rugs or I don't know, Riri, I don't know. Yeah, when it's just like it will take me a second to register like, are you talking to me? Like
So how does Taurus find you?
So now Taurus found me in 2020 when I had released Nakupenda Lakini. So I released that song during like the beginning of COVID. And it was really nice. I liked the song, and one of my relatives, my uncle, had heard it, and he was like, "This is really good. You should continue doing this. In fact, I can try and get you a meeting with the owner of this record label now, Taurus." I'm so thankful for that, by the way. Yeah, so he got me the meeting, and he was like, "Aight, show them what you got." So
okay. Slow down for a second. So some of us have never been to a meeting like this. We don't even know what it looks like. Are you nervous? Yeah. Are you excited? Do you even know what this means? Because like it sounds like you're going to do a showcase in front of a label and they can decide yes or no.
Exactly.
So like, you know how big of a deal it is, or you're just like, I'm just gonna go whatever.
Actually, at that point in time, I had two options. There was the label, and there was another friend of mine that had approached me with an idea of creating a music collective where we would just be a bunch of musicians, and he wanted to basically start the beginnings of a label, like start as a collective. We're going to try and help each other with music videos, writing, studio equipment, production, all of that stuff. So I was like, this sounds really nice. On the other hand, I also had the label. So when I went for the meeting, I was really nervous, but I knew like if this doesn't work out, at least I have the collective. Exactly. So I went to the meeting and everything.
What songs do you perform, or like do you what's the meeting like?
It wasn't a performance. It was more like gauging. They were just gauging me, like, is she worth it? Like, can we sign her? Like, what would, like pros and cons, all of that stuff, asking me questions. Basically like an interview. Yeah. Like, what do you do? What are your hobbies? Like, deep questions. What's the word? What are your vices? And at this time I'm 19 years old. I haven't even turned 20. I'm like, vices?
What are those?
Like, I know what vices are. Like, I usually had people saying like smoking is my vice or like drinking is my vice. At this point in time, like me, I'm just like, I mean, I don't really like washing the dishes sometimes. Yeah, so they did that. They asked me, do you know what a label does? Like, barely. They explained to me the whole process of being signed. They gave me a few songs now after the meeting to record. Okay. To see like the capacity to which I can sing, what I can do.
So like there was no singing in that initial meeting?
No, okay. No, not at all. That would have been so bad because I was so nervous. I would have just been like yeah.
So you go ahead, they give you the songs. What songs do they give you, and I guess how does that go? What song do are there any of those? How many songs are you given to like sing to or write to?
I was given 2 songs. One that was with Chris Adwar. Do you know yes. Chris? Yeah, with Chris Adwar, that he had written for another artist. I don't remember her name, but she was really talented. So that one was, because at the same time I was very young, that song was quite mature. Mm-hmm. So you could feel like the pain and the experience that comes with like being like having done this for so long. You could hear it in her voice, and I wasn't able to really accurately portray that because I'm here, I'm this wide-eyed, like doe-eyed, basically, like innocent little girl that doesn't know what life has to bring
yet.
Yeah, it hasn't experienced like the pains and joys and love and heartbreaks of life yet. I wasn't able to sing it properly, so they gave me another song. Now a song that I wrote with Mbithi. That's the first time I met Mbithi.
Nice. Kamba boy.
Yeah, Kamba boy. So we wrote this bang. Oh my God. If I could have added it to the EP, I would have. That song was my saving grace. Yeah. And it was catchy. It was like, would you sail me away, sail me away, sail me away. And it was like reggae.
We need that song. We need that song.
So good. Beach vibes completely. So that song was my saving grace. Took it back to the label. They had it and they were like, aight, say less.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So now the journey for Ruguru begins. And I'm asking this because I feel like where we're at today in terms of the Ruguru EP has been a journey in the sense of from you being in Tamian to you being a part of Chief to you now even going out of a group and like going and discovering what your sound is, what kind of music, because you made house music, you made different kinds of sounds, you even worked with other people. Deserve, Nakupenda, all those songs are so different.
Yeah.
To the point now we have this sound. I guess from the point where you recorded that, when you wrote that first song with Mbithi, how's it been for you? One, as a writer and also as an artist, but also performances, because you've done several performances now, you've done several songs. Like, we've heard music from you, but like, what have you been going through?
What have I been going through? Yeah. What happened to you? Like the whole process.
No, like from the point where like, okay, you did get signed.
Yes.
What have you been like? What have you been doing between now and then?
So in between all of that, obviously I started school 2019. So the whole of 2019, 2020, even up until now, I've been in school like in between.
What are you studying?
International relations.
Nice.
Yeah. So I've been doing that in between. Obviously like the shows and all of that, going to the studio, going for mixers and like meeting artists. And on top of that, really trying to keep my social life balancing on a thread. So that's what I've been doing, and obviously like just like surviving.
The school bit, how is it hard to balance school and everything else that you're doing?
Yeah, it is. It
Okay.
actually is. And I'm thankful, like, international relations is really good. I don't know if it's I like it because I enjoy like what we're learning, or if it's that it's easy. I don't know, but that's what keeps me going. The fact that I enjoy studying IR, I also enjoy making music. So the days or the weeks when it's like either I'm in class or I'm at an interview, or I'm in class and I'm at the studio, or I'm doing like music related things all the while I'm having exams. It makes things easier because I enjoy doing both of them. So when I'm in school and when I'm doing these things, like I'm not even Ruguru, I'm Tanya.
Nice.
Yeah, so I go to school. I don't even think you'd recognize me, like based off of my Instagram or the things that I put out, like music videos, all of that stuff. You wouldn't even recognize me in school because I'm literally like I'm a whole different person, a person that enjoys studying IR though.
I don't believe you. You're a star. Like everybody can tell a star in the room. Like they don't know like this is Ruguru. Like is this
even the clothes that I wear? My gosh, I go to school like I don't care about
sweatpants and
fashion.
a hoodie?
No, okay, not sweatpants and a hoodie, but I'll wear like jeans and some baggy shirt. My hair will be up. I'm wearing my mask. Not literally. Okay, right now I'm not wearing makeup, but like no makeup, nothing. And you see, like when you're in school, it's not like, okay, some people do really care about how they look, which is great. But for me, I don't care.
You're there to study.
Exactly. I'm here to get, I'm not here to make friends. I'm kidding.
So if an opportunity came, it's like, okay, you have to go to South Africa for 2 weeks to do like promo for your album, or you need to go do a music video in Nigeria, or like, there's an opportunity where it's like you got to go to the UN in Geneva and do something. Like, how would you, I guess, like...
How'd I balance?
Yeah, how would you be able to do that?
I feel like it's one of those things that's just like... Because I think something like that was about to happen last year. And I had set it up in a way where I checked, okay, I don't have any exams these weeks that I'm going to be away. I don't have anything important in school. Some of my classes were online as well. So I just tried to figure out how to, talk to certain people, lecturers, all of that stuff, so that I can get some time off to do certain things. And I don't know, I feel like it's one of those things where it's just like when the opportunity provides itself, I'm just going to have to find a way to make things work.
Okay.
Yeah, regardless of how uncomfortable it might be, it's going to have to work somehow.
I was really intrigued when I was looking at some of the promo you put out for your album, specifically in terms of sharing the producers as well as the writers who helped. I feel like a lot of times we don't get to know who's part of the process. And I feel like a good thing about labels is that they're able to connect you with different artists and different writers.
Yeah.
For you... Even some of the writers you were working with, bro, like Mordecai is an amazing writer.
Yeah.
Beathy is an amazing writer, and the fact that you even did another one besides this. So, like, what's it like writing with other people? I have no idea. But you're not just writing with other people; you're writing with big names. So, like, how's that? Like, like. I'd be like, you just write and then I'll sing. That's like I'm in the room. Yeah. I'd be like, you just write me, I'll sing. Yeah. When you're done, let me know, I'll come. But like when you, I guess, is your opinion taken seriously? Like do they listen to you? Is it a joint input? How does that work writing with other people?
It's
and then big names.
It's very interesting because there are times when I'll be asked like, okay, what do you feel like singing today? I'll give a very general like output, like, because at the end of the day, these are such talented writers. If they need my input, they'll ask me for my input. I'd rather just like hear what you have. I'll tell you, no, I'm not feeling that. They'll be like, okay, they write something else. Are you feeling this? I don't know. Maybe you can change this or change that. Then they'll come back and it will just be like, okay, not as strict and formal as that. Obviously, we'll spend the whole day just bouncing ideas off of each other. Sometimes we'll start a song and we'll scrap the whole thing and we'll start another one. And then there are also times when I'll go to the studio and maybe, I don't know, the vibes may not be flowing. I'm feeling some type of way because, not everyone has, like, it's not a good day for everybody. So sometimes it's like a bad day for me. So I want to maybe be left alone. So the fact that, like, I'm being asked, like, okay, what do we write about?
Can you explain that? Like, if you're can you explain to them or to even the label, like, the sense of, I'm not feeling it today. Can I come back tomorrow? Like, is that a bad thing? Like, when it's like, it's like your job almost. Like, can you be like, yo, that's some Gen Z shit. Like, let's see, like, do they get it? Do they get like, yo, okay, today I'm having an off day, but can we try again tomorrow? Like, how does that work? With explaining that to someone,
I think with studio time, it's so much different because genuinely, I love going to the studio. So I don't think there's any day I would say I'm not feeling it. Even though I'm having a bad day, I still really want to go and I really want to sing. And then on top of that, I rarely get studio days. So I will use them. I don't have the luxury of being like, leo siwezi. Because I don't know when I'm going to go to the studio next. It could be months from then. So I really like try and use up, like, if I'm in the studio for 2 weeks straight, I will be in that studio for 2 weeks straight. I won't miss a day because I don't know when I'm going to be there next.
Nice.
Yeah.
2 questions about the features. Wako with Kahush. So we saw the video. Are we gonna get that video, or what happens? What happens with the video you shot? Is it still gonna come out? Is it still relevant? Like, is that even a thing?
The video from K1.
Yeah.
Now you see that video from K1. It was for Crazy.
Okay.
So you've already seen it. There's nothing else that's coming out of it. So we were just shooting for Crazy.
So what videos for this album, for this EP do you want to shoot? I
want to do a visualizer. Okay. So I want to do an animation because I've never done an animation before. That's so dope. Yeah. So I'm just gonna ask because I don't know which song is like the majority's favorite. I want to get that.
What's your favorite?
Breathless. Okay. Most definitely. Why? What about you?
I'm stuck on Blessings, but I'm also loving Want It All.
Really?
Yeah.
That's the first. I haven't heard anyone say that they like, okay, guy, I'm really shitting on Want It All. But I haven't heard a lot of people saying that they like Want It All.
I like that record a lot.
I love it too. It's such a bad bitch anthem.
We're going to get into that. But your favorite is
Breathless. Most definitely. Because Breathless, I don't know, it's been evading me. Do you know we lost the files for Breathless for a really long time, and I was heartbroken until we found it and we remade it, and here it is.
And how's the reception been for the project since you released it?
I think it's been really good. I went out on Saturday and I got a bunch of people coming and telling me like, congratulations, all of that stuff. So I felt really nice. Like, it's so weird usually thinking about the fact that like a lot of people that you don't know are just sitting like listening to your music. It's such an odd thing to think about, honestly. Because
like I've been seeing like the promo, I've been seeing guys like Masauti, so many guys are showing love. I'm like, what? All these people know Ruguru. It's so amazing that like, you know, like as long as it's been, it's like guys are like, yo, check this out, this is new with it, they're really fucking with it.
Yeah.
How did Blessings the remix come about?
So now Blessings the remix, what happened was I think Heart the band had heard Blessings and they really liked the song. So now the owner of the record label knows Heart the band. So they talked to him and they were like, can we get Ruguru in the studio? We really want to do a remix for her song Blessings. Like we want to strip it down completely and redo it. But then like, keep the hook.
How do you feel about that? Like, are you like...
No, I loved it so much. Okay. I loved it so much because when we went, first of all, their studio is the best place. Like, I've never been so calm in a studio before, by the way.
What is different?
It's the atmosphere. It's so... Like, you'd expect a group of...
men.
3 men to have like a studio with like a dark like studio with, I don't know, with like red LED lights here, I don't know, blue, like some random things like here and there. It is beautiful.
Where's
it's
it
like
at?
It's out of town.
Okay.
I think, where was it again?
Rongai?
Yeah, it was in Rongai.
Yeah.
Ongata Rongai, yeah. So it was in Rongai, like next to, there's a park there that has like giraffes and all of that stuff. So they have this really nice studio, beautiful, like bright lights entering, boho chic furniture, beautiful African pieces everywhere. Like, it's a place where you just go there and you're like, wow, can I just chill here the whole day? Yeah, so we went there. They played for me Blessings, now the remix, because they had gotten a producer to redo it. And it has that, guitar piece and everything, which is so contrary to Blessings, which is like...
Because it does sound different.
Yeah, it does. Blessings is more Afro, up, na. So they played me that song and I was in love. And the thing is that I don't know if it's that they were so eager to make the song, because I expected us to go into the studio, right, the whole day, all of that stuff. Mordecai just gave me like a sheet of paper and he was like, here, can you work with this? I was like, the song's done already. What? So we spent the whole day like recording. Like, I was trying to figure out how to sing this, how to do that. Like, we were adding harmonies, all of that stuff. We were supposed to get a choir as well onto the song. But I feel like it sounds nice, just with our vocals.
I want to ask you a random question.
Mm-hmm.
What's your favorite thing about being an artist? Or I guess even cornier question would be, what's your favorite thing about being Ruguru?
Oh, yeah, that's an interesting question. What's my favorite thing about being Ruguru? I think it's the fact that, I don't know, I think it's the fact that for me, like, when things don't go like according to plan, I have this like innate thing within me that's just like, if, for example, today morning is the shittiest day of the week, like shittiest time of the week, like I'm having the worst morning, things are not going right, all of that stuff. In the back of my head, I'll be like, balance. If today morning is bad, today evening will be great. And somehow I'll just be like, today evening will be great. It's never failed me, because there's always like a balance. If I have a bad day, if let's say the whole of my day is bad today, I know in the back of my head, like, tomorrow will probably be great.
Yeah. Because
the universe has to balance itself.
That's so true.
Yeah.
I'm curious, with making music and school and everything you do, the one thing that it shocks, so there's something I love about you. You're very quiet. Like, Ruguru is quiet unless she's comfortable. Like, when she's with her girls, she'll say what she wants to say. But you're extremely quiet.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes maybe people might think you might be naive, or like you're just like a girl who's just quiet. But like with my few interactions with you, I know that you're very smart and you're thinking about things, and you're a bad bitch. Like, you make boss bitch decisions. Ruguru doesn't just play around. She wants like, okay, what's
exactly.
So it's like people might not, because you're a girl, people might not expect that from you. But I think it's really important that you have that, because at the same time you take your works very seriously, you take things very seriously. And I'm curious, like, both of them are Ruguru, but like, how do you balance? Because it's like, if you don't be serious with your stuff, you're gonna be taken for idiot.
Exactly.
But then if you also come off too strong, guys are gonna be like, don't work with Ruguru, she's hard to work with, blah blah blah. So like, you have a really good balance in the sense of you're really quiet and reserved to yourself, but you also check the dots, you want to make sure things are done right.
Exactly.
How did you get there? How did you understand that?
I feel like it's just okay. Actually, no, it's not always been there. I think I started being like this probably out of school, before I started university, and I feel like I'm at a point in my life where I don't really want to focus on what other people will think about me. Because you're right, like the fact that when I meet people for the first time, if I'm in a room for the first time, I will probably be very quiet. And
I've seen it.
Yeah. I'll be very quiet. I will sit down, maybe watch, like maybe talk to the one person that I know, and that's it, until I feel comfortable with my surroundings. And then also, I feel like there's certain places where even though you don't know anybody, the energy is just right. So for me, I won't care about like, am I going to be taken for idiot? Am I going to be used? All of that stuff. Or am I going to come across too strong? Am I taking the lead too much? All of that. I don't care, because if I feel like I need to do something, whether it's sit down and be on my phone, or talk to one person, or be quiet, or whether it's like gather everybody around and tell each person, okay, you're going to do this, you're going to do that, you're going to do this. I don't care. If I feel like I want to do it, I will do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I think that's important. with that same, I guess, process or that same thinking, there's something you've said over and over again in this interview, and I've been trying to piece it or understand it, and I still don't have it. So I want to ask you what you mean. You've said the time being right. You've said it more than once, and it's like, it's not the time being right for me or for Mordecai. It's the time being right for you. Like you're like, I dropped for Sheezy and I just didn't feel like the time was right. Or like this, and I guess it's like, okay, you've been doing this for a while. How do you know when the time is right? Because who knows when the time is right? I guess, what do you mean by, like, we say like trust the vibes or trust your instinct or whatever, but like you seem to have an understanding of you and when you're ready. So I guess, why is this the right time for Ruguru, the EP, to be dropping? But even just, what do you mean by that?
I feel like it's something that I do with every single aspect of my life, like from releasing music or releasing EPs, posting, submitting assignments, talking to my
You can't submit assignments when the time is right for you, though.
I will, by the way. As long as it's before the deadline. There's a time I submitted an assignment a minute before the deadline. I was like, perfect.
The time was right.
Yeah. No, it's just, I don't know. I usually just like, I'll gauge. It's not even like within me. I'll gauge like other people. Like, if it's people around me, if it's a certain situation, if it's even on Instagram, I don't know. I'll just like look at my engagement, all of that stuff. I'll gauge like the room, read the room and understand, okay, is the time right for me to, for example, bring this up? Is it right for me to ask my brother this or to ask my parents this? Is it right? Like, I'll gauge their behavior or like try and understand like how, like what type of mood are you in? Like, are you ready for this? Like, even with the audience, like, are they ready for this? Am I ready for this? Like, is it the right time? Is the cover art even okay? Like, what am I feeling? And back then, like when I released for Sheezy, I wasn't feeling it. It wasn't right. And even when we did this this EP, when we did the photo shoot and everything, preparing for the release, I was so happy because when the photos came out, I was like, this is so freaking perfect. Like, everything felt like it was just falling into place.
That's amazing. So I'm asking for a lot of people. They want to know if you're single. Specifically Meshach. Meshach's like, "Sunipatie namba Ruguru." I'm like, bro, utachoma. Oy. So there's many men, like 50 Cent would say, that are in love with Ruguru. Is Ruguru's heart taken? Is Ruguru single? I don't ask these kind of questions, but yeah. I can't go home if I don't. So what's life in the Ruguru world in terms of dating?
Ruguru's heart is very taken. Guys, I'm in love. I'm so sorry. Yeah. Love. Yeah. I'm in love, okay, guys.
You just broke
I'm
hearts.
Down bad. Yeah.
You just broke hearts.
Sorry. I'm very much in love. I'm taken expeditiously, tremendously taken.
So now that that's out of the way, I want to know, what do you do outside of music? What do you do for fun? Like, if you're not making music, if you're not in the studio, what do you do for fun? For
fun, I'll probably watch like a K-drama. I used to read. I don't know what happened. I used to love reading, actually. I want to try and get back into that, like in my free time. But usually I'll watch like a K-drama or I'll watch a comfort show. Usually I'll watch, I don't know, I was told that it's a sign of mental illness.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, I was told that it was a sign.
Who said this?
A friend of mine that's doing psychology, she was like, Ruguru, why do you keep on watching the same shows over and over and over again?
So what do you keep watching over and over again?
Don't
tell me it's Friends, because we're tired of Friends.
No, okay. It's not Friends. I actually don't enjoy watching Friends like that. It's usually Avatar, The Last Airbender, Supernatural, and Vampire Diaries, and this other show called Grimm.
Nice.
And okay, I'm adding to the roster Legend of Korra because I just finished it and I know I'm going to rewatch it in the next few months.
We miss your TikToks. Bro, you used to make such sick TikToks.
Yeah.
I guess like, I feel like for me, based on just watching just a few of your socials, it's like, I feel like you could do acting. Would you ever consider acting?
Oh yeah, most definitely. I actually did act.
Damn, where?
Yeah, I'm an actress.
You're an actress?
Yeah, I did.
So there's more to Ruguru than besides what we see.
Exactly, because I started acting. Wow, look at me, multi-talented, multifaceted.
Talk your shit.
I started acting when I was 10 years old. So I was in a movie that aired in Finland.
Okay.
Yeah, it was really nice. It was about me, my character, getting sold into sex slavery.
At 10.
Yeah.
I'm so scared.
Yeah.
That's so sad.
Yeah. So we shot in Kangware and everything. It was...
Is there a way people can see this film?
I tried looking for it. Up until like a few years ago, you could find it online. But now all you can find is like the details. It was called Burungo.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's that and a few other things that hopefully will be coming out soon.
Okay.
That I don't know if I should mention or not.
So we should stay looking out for that?
Mm-hmm.
And with regards to features, I'm curious as to who you'd want to work with. I guess there's so much amazing Kenyan music out there. I guess if it was up to you, the world is your oyster. You could you could work with anyone. Who would you want to work with?
In
that
Kenya
you haven't
or
worked
in the
with?
Whole world or in Kenya?
Both.
Both. Okay. In Kenya, I would definitely want to work with. I want to work with Bridget Blue and Karun as well. She's so talented.
Have you guys ever met?
No. Yeah. Actually, yeah.
Okay. How was that? Like, did you say hi? Were you nervous?
I was so nervous because I was so young, and it was around that time like Kamula. I think Kamula had just split up, and she was like doing a show or something. I was in awe, like to say the least. I was looking at her like, wow, this is an amazing woman. Anyway, so if I am able to work with her, that would be great. And I'd also want to work with Sauti Soul, like one of the members from Sauti Soul. I'd want to work with Caleb Awiti. I really hope I'm able to work with him
Caleb's
like soon.
amazing. Yeah,
he's so talented. And around the world, I'd want to work with people like Rema, Burna Boy. Yeah, I'd want to work with a lot of South African artists, a lot of South African DJs, Akina San L, Prince KB, Claudio and Kenza. And I don't know if I'd want to really work with like a lot of European and American artists. I don't know. Okay. I haven't really thought about it like that.
I'm curious as to how you would define your sound, because from listening to the EP, I really love the length because it's easy to listen start to finish.
Yeah.
It's really easy. Like it's a perfect length, but again, it's also got a lot of different sounds. I don't think it's like the same sounds throughout the whole project. I guess, how would you define Ruguru's sound?
Ruguru's sound is whatever she likes.
Okay.
Yeah. So if I like something, I will sing on it. I don't care what genre it is. I don't want to put myself in a box ever. Actually, like,
can we get like Ruguru on drill?
Yeah, you can. I'm on drill. Baby, do both.
I know, but like, so like you're not like, yo, I only do this, I only do that.
Not at all. I will never put myself in a box. I'll never say that I'm an R&B singer or that I am a Afro pop singer or anything like that. I really don't care. If you give me a Gengetone song that I like,
if it's a slapper, you're on it.
I'm on it. Okay. Exactly. I will just sing on whatever I like, and I feel like I'll just be like, so I feel like people need to get used to like having albums that just have a lot, unless I decide to sit down and make like a soul album or like something like that. I don't think even after I do that, I will classify myself as a soul artist.
Okay. So you're an artist. You're not in any lane.
No.
You do what makes you happy.
I do what makes me happy.
With regard to releasing of music, you released an EP. Congratulations. Super dope EP.
Thank you.
Super proud of you. You have more songs, according to you. So what's the goal? Are you focused on promoting the EP and then looking at doing an album? Or I guess, what do you want to do now? Now that this is out and we know how long it's been. What do you want to do now, and what do you want to focus on in terms of your music?
Now I want to create more. Like, as much as I have music that people haven't heard yet, I want to create more music, and I want to create another project and release it. Like, I just want to get back to creating. So, because I feel like what's really held me back is this EP not coming out for the past year or so. So now that it's out, and I'm so happy about that, I can focus on making more music, different types of music. Yeah.
We've heard music between you and Oma from Chief. I don't think I could say I've heard Kanzu and Ruguru. And I feel like you guys spend so much time together. There has to be music.
There is.
And I feel like, where's the music and what does it sound like? I'm so curious because like we love Baby Do Both. But I feel like Kanzu and you, one, you're friends. You guys spend time together. Like, is there music?
Yeah. In fact, after this interview, I'll play you some of our music.
Okay.
Let me tell you, people are not ready for this. Like, that music, the music that me and Kanzu have made, life-changing.
Life-changing.
So good. It's so good. Yeah. It's so, the fact that, like you said, we're friends. So when we go to the studio, it's the best time. Oh gosh, you guys, wow.
Because Kanzu is super talented and you're super talented. So my mind is like, damn, these guys are always together. There's no way in hell they don't have music. It wouldn't make any sense.
We do. Yeah, it's great music.
Okay.
And there's gonna be more as well. So. Yeah.
I want to finalize by asking you, I feel like you're only just beginning. You know, like, of course people know about you and they know about your music, but now you've put out a project as Ruguru, and now you've introduced yourself to the world. Where do you want to take this? Yes, you're not just starting, but like, I'm sure you still have a lot more goals in terms of your music career. What are you looking forward to doing that you haven't done yet?
In terms of music or in general?
In general, with life and music.
I think what I want to really do is finish school. I want to try and find a way to integrate international relations to music. Because I feel like music is a form of diplomacy. There's a way that I can tap into that. I don't know yet, but I will find one. So that's what I'm trying to figure out.
Okay. So we're going to finish off with the EP. But I want to thank you very, very much for coming through.
Thank you so much for having me. This has been such a nice interview.
I'm so proud of you. The fact that we sat here a year ago and you're like, yeah, the project's coming soon.
Now look at me. Yes, it's out on all platforms.
Everywhere. Go get that. Big up yourself.
Thank you.
We can't wait to hear more music from you.
Thank you so much.